Fellow collectors, today I am sharing with you my very speculative opinion on why I am super bullish on this Elsa Enchanted foil from Disney's Lorcana. Now, I just purchased my very first one of these recently for $1,050 off of eBay. I'm watching several auctions currently on eBay right now and am looking to pick these up at around the $1,000 mark. And I do plan to get a few more, maybe 2 or 3. Maybe I'll try to get more going forward, so long as we don't see any really crazy volatility upward on this price anytime soon. I'm going to tell you why I'm super bullish on the card. Now, it's been a long time since I have really felt like speculating in the market. Now, let me tell you real quick, this is a card I'm okay with collecting and just having a part of my Lorcana collection because I do like the game. I do like Disney. I do like the look of the cards. And ultimately, I do want to hold on to these cards for the long term. I will say I've been more of a collecting mindset. I've been buying a lot of Star Wars tops and so on, things that I don't really anticipate selling, at least in the short term, if ever. But I haven't really been having a very speculative mindset about those cards or any cards that I've been picking up lately. It's just been kind of for fun. I haven't felt speculative in the card space for quite some time. But when I'm looking at these Lorcana cards, when I'm thinking about Lorcana's success and the high prices and the question of whether these Lorcana reprints will affect the market, if they will affect the market, what the impact of just the news around the reprints, the potential fear around the reprints might be doing to the market, I can't help but feel like there is opportunity here. There is also risk. But it is risk that I am willing to take right now and that I am able to take if it doesn't turn out. And so I am going all in as much as I can on these Elsas. Now let me tell you my argument for why I'm very bullish on this card. And let me tell you real quick too, again, I'm not telling you should buy this card to make money. I would be very careful because at the end of the day, if these cards do take a hit from reprints coming out, and Elsa dives to $500 and never moves again, I am okay with that. I can handle that. When I speculate, it is also a part of the experience of the hobby. I kind of like the thrill of the risk of going in and seeing how it turns out. And if at the end of the day, I'm wrong about Elsa, that's fine with me. Don't take a risk where you are not going to be okay with doing that based on my opinion. I just want to put that out there. This is a completely speculative opinion. So be very careful with the decisions you're making. I just want to put my opinion out there, and I am anxious to hear your response, to hear the discussion around whether or not there is opportunity here in your all's opinions. Now we're looking at Elsa in PSA 10. I think SGC 10 is okay. I think BGS 9.5. I think CGC 10. There's some, I've seen a pristine 10 out there on eBay. And it'd be an interesting question of how much you should pay for that versus a PSA 10. But I think the PSA 10 seems to be the most liquid, the most standard option that you see on the market right now. In SGC, it looked like they had 3 or 4 graded as a 10 there. I do like SGC. I'm not sure about the BGS population report on this. Last I checked on the PSA 10s, there were 299 in the PSA 10 slab. Now you're looking at these on eBay selling for right around $1,000. I paid $1,050 for mine. I believe that's mine here at the sold October 16th that I just purchased. And I'll tell you what I think is going on right now. I think, in my mind, again, this is speculation. This is me just kind of analyzing what I'm looking at, which is the same information everyone can see. It's available to everybody. We know there are reprints coming. I've seen some different opinions in comment sections, and I understand different perspectives around what this reprint can do. We're obviously getting more supply. And if that outweighs the demand, the law of supply and demand says we will see lower prices on this card, right? Somebody commented on a recent video of mine. They said they gave me the pull rate for this card of something crazy, really hard to pull. And they suggested that we were going to get maybe a price depreciation on all the other cards, maybe the playable cards, that we're going to get more supply out for players, but that this card may not necessarily be affected. Now, we will get more of these cards coming with the reprint. We know from that reprint news that we are getting cards to 10 different countries as well as additional supply for North America. This card will still be hard to pull. The alternate arts will still be hard to pull. And you have to consider too, not everybody who pulls this card will want to immediately go out and flip it on eBay. There will be people who just want to keep the card. They might like it as a collector and just want to have it in their collection. They may be interested in a long-term investment play where they just hold on to the card and aren't interested in the market at present time. Then there will be people who will be putting out their Elsas onto the market, PSA 9, PSA 10, SGC 10, whatever they want to grade it with whoever they want to grade it with. They're going to put it on the market, and that's where we will see more supply. Now, the question is, what will happen to prices at that time? Because Elsas are on sale now. Not on sale, they're not really discounted. They are kind of, because this was going for $2,000 at one point. Right now, they're going for around $1,000, and you feel a kind of uncertainty in the air. This is where my speculative kind of play comes in, because there is fear, I think, around the reprint news. This card is going for $2,000. We have this reprint news. This card is fluctuating around the $1,000 mark. There's not any kind of frenzy, it looks like, but these are still strong, high prices. This is still a hard card to get. So you have to imagine, if these reprints come out, maybe we get a lot more cards for players. But if these all arts remain rare, if Lorcana remains in demand, with this supply, more people have access to the game, more people are playing, maybe that drives up interest even more. That is going to, in my opinion, my speculative opinion, actually drive the demand and prices up for the alt arts. If overall interest in Lorcana increases as a result of increased accessibility to playing the cards, you're seeing a very passionate community come out around Lorcana. You can see it on YouTube. You can see it in the comments, in the chatter, in my opinion, online. This is the sentiment. People want to play. People are frustrated that they can't get cards. There are questions that I've seen from my comment sections that there is uncertainty around how these things are being allocated, that maybe there was some issues with distribution. If that gets fixed, if those frustrations are alleviated, I think that this is going to allow interest to move in a more positive direction around the game, to increase interest around the game as a whole, especially around the cards that are more in mass thanks to the supply increase. And that is going to drive up the price of these alt arts because, yes, there will be more supply, there will be more alt arts coming to market, but they are still hard to pull. They are still rare. And they will become possibly even harder to obtain in this equation of supply and demand. Yes, there will be more supply, but will the demand outweigh even that increase because of the worldwide spread and accessibility of this game? That is my analysis and why I feel so bullish. You've got to remember, we've got a little ways away from these reprints. There will be continued fear, maybe a little bit of a loss of interest as people cannot get access to these cards. A little bit of frustration, I think, is going to be staining the market right now. But once the reprints happen, we're getting more cards in December. And then globally, January 1st, 2024. That is going to be when this question gets answered. And if the answer to that question is people were able to access the cards and they love the game and the community around this game explodes, you will see that impact the prices of these alt arts, particularly the Elsa. And the reason that I'm focused on the Elsa, I don't need a full set of all the alt arts. We have a full set right now of all 12 of them on eBay in auction for $5,100 for the full set. Elsa, to me, is clearly the Charizard of Lorcana. The most desired card. Mickey Mouse is second, and I think because of the popularity of Frozen, all of these cards are fairly expensive, but Elsa just is clearly coming out on top. The immense popularity of Frozen. I think the classic archetype of the Disney princess has something to do with it. If we see a Cinderella, Snow White, those cards I think would do well in the next set. But for me, if this is clearly the most expensive card and will remain the most expensive card as a speculative play, it makes sense to go after the Elsas pure and simple. They are the most expensive, but if the bullish take ends up being the correct take, and again, this is all speculation, this is my guessing based on public information, I believe that there is also the most opportunity at that point and over the long term if Lorcana continues to be a successful game in this Elsa Enchanted foil. You also have to remember that this is the chase card from the base set for Lorcana. This set right now, the base sets of games are the most important, right? Base set Pokemon, Charizard. Lorcana is the base set. Rise of the Floodborn will be important as the first expansion as well. I think we want to be paying attention to that. But right now, Elsa is the play if you're interested in speculating in Lorcana. Now, I would personally, in my opinion, wait on Rise of the Floodborn pre-sales. I am more interested in this Disney 100 Collector's Edition because of the Elsa card in there, because of my bullish take on the Elsa card in Lorcana's base set. I am less interested in this one. I think we haven't seen the alt arts for this yet, and they could be amazing, and that will be interesting. I'll do a video on that and talk about those when we actually see those. I simply think that if you're looking at pre-ordering this right now, I think that no matter what alt arts are in this set, that Elsa will remain to be the most desirable card, being from, again, the very first set of Lorcana, and being Elsa. It's hard to beat Elsa right now, I think. I just think that you're better off considering going after Elsa's versus paying this much for one of these booster boxes when we know there's probably going to be a higher supply. And we don't know. We're speculating. I think we may be seeing a higher supply on these boxes. Are these alt arts, whatever they are, however they look, will they really compete as much with the Elsa? We'll see. Maybe there'll be more opportunity in there. Maybe there will be something in there that really gets hyped up. But in my opinion, I think Elsa is the focus, and therefore the collector's boxes 100 for the Elsa in that should also be a competing focus versus thinking too much about Rise of the Floodborn at this time. What do you think?